All right, everybody. It's the Arty 84 show live here from quarantine in the depths of December, 2020, the year of the Lord. We are live here tonight on Facebook, as always. To the left of me, Adam the Mallett. Hello, Adam.
Hello,
Hey.
sir.
Yeah, we started doing this particular version of the show in March, and we've been 9 months deep. So
I could just come over after work, but
I mean, you could, but it's almost like it's so comfy, right? You go home, any extra activities do you go to do,
That's also me looking at you for another 4 more hours, and then
right. It's one thing if it was convenient to I was on the way home, like my house
yeah,
was still in Revere. We had stop and be like, well, I'm on my way home anyway, so it's not like I'm going out of my way. But technically, you'd be going quite out of your way to get up here. Just to go back down once the show is over. What we could do is from the comfort of our homes for the time being. But I will say we are working on it that at least once a month we are going to do it live somewhere. So after work, Adam and I are going to gather our belongings and go to a local bar, and we're going to set up a camera and we're going to do the show from there. Once all this blows over, we're probably foreseeing this probably happening in June of 2021. So once a month, we'll figure out a place that's nice and cozy near us, and then we can do it from there. That way, because that way we kind of have if people want to come and join and watch the show, they can. They'll be sitting right next to us, and then
pretty cool.
I'm guaranteeing there'll be lots of restaurants dying for some for people to come in there to pull a little more activity. Stick us in the back of some bar in Faneuil Hall at on a Wednesday night. We get about 5 of our friends to hang out and drink some beers while we sit there and bullshit for an hour or so. So I think it would be kind of good. I think this might be a good idea. Plus,
it's a great idea. I think it's the first time hearing of it, and I love it.
Yeah, I was kind of mashing this over my head. I kind of wanted to do this prior, but I'm thinking realistically, it's just too much fucking. The dynamics right now are just too much of a fucking pain in the ass, But I haven't watched any. So, funny story. I haven't really watched the news. I've stopped watching the news in a sense, just because it's a bunch of bullshit. I'm sick and tired hearing about the election. I'm sick and tired hearing about coronavirus. I used to watch it religiously. Every morning I'd get up, I'd walk downstairs, I'd make myself a coffee. I'd put on Fox and Fox 25, and I would watch the news. But it's no news. If it isn't coronavirus or it isn't an election, someone's house is burning down. That's about all. Or someone got shot in Roxbury.
Wait, hold on a second. Horsetooth Kavanaugh isn't on in the morning, right? She's not.
No, she's on at no, she's the afternoon gal.
For some reason, though, I like the weather chick in the morning. She Aries Spears? Is it? No, that's this comedian.
No, Sherry.
What's her name?
Sherry.
I like Sherry Spears. I don't know why. Is there something about her? I don't know.
Fox 25 does a very good job of hiring attractive women to do their news.
Yeah,
Sherry Spears. I can't say the same about other networks in the Boston area, for that matter. Some of them look like leper colonies. The CBS crew on Channel 4 here in Boston leaves a lot to be desired. The female Adam Mallett's on actually that network. Do you remember her she used to be on Fox?
Yes, I forget her name, but I remember.
I forget her, but she's you with a wig. So
that's just creepy.
There's a visual for you. If you had a sister, that's probably what she'd look like.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different for a show. It's the first show we haven't in a while with no guests. Which is fine because we were on
topics. I got 4 topics up here.
We weren't on last week because of the it was right before Thanksgiving. We were trying to get shit taken care of. And just as well because the studio was kind of a disarray because we were setting up for some home work environment here at the studio. So everything was kind of pulled out. So just as well. But anyways, so we have no guests. I asked a few people but we're gonna get some people here. We'll get back on the old bandwagon. I'm probably gonna say we're probably gonna have so blackpeople.com, is that where we're going?
What's going on? What is going on over there?
I'm trying to think. Those blackpeople.com, right? That's where Ryan.
Is that a thing?
Oh, we have someone joining us. Do you see that? Jay Cameron has entered the waiting room for this meeting.
Do we have a guess that you don't know about?
Who's Jay Cameron?
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. But I was typing Jay Cameron.
Jay Cameron.
Is it he's a black dude?
You think the Glover got us a...
Oh, wait, no, it's not the guy. No, it's not the... Wait, there is a black... Hold on, I'm so confused. Is this a black dude? Is it a Can you see him?
I have no... All he has next to him is an icon that says, like, Impact. It looks like maybe he's a rapper?
I know, I see author.
Maybe. Is it on the Black People website? Blackpeople.com?
Yeah, I'm on blacknews.com. Yeah.
Black News. People, I weren't making that up. I wasn't being racist there. There's actually a website that's on blacknews.com, not blackpeople.com. It's like blackpeoplemeet.com. We're a very multiple cultural show here.
The thing is, I don't know if he's his person. I'm looking into this guy. I'm reading all about him, and then you can hit the button, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue now.
So perfect. Well, it's a teaser for you guys watching out there in radio and TV land. If you stick around in 20 minutes or so, we're gonna bring this guy on. It's a cold guest. We've done no research on him. We know nothing about him.
He could be listening right now.
He's probably. Can you listen in the waiting room?
You can listen through Facebook. Remember that other guest that I was listening to you guys talk before when she joined?
Was she listening through Facebook or was she listening through because I think the waiting room you can hear. We'll find out. We're going to ask our guest when we bring him on in about 20 minutes or so, and it's going to be great.
20 minutes?
We'll give enough time because we have a lot of topics to kind of hit beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Well, unless you want to bring him on now.
No, because I don't want to be wrong. I'm kind of nervous.
I mean, because if we have nothing to talk about, it's going to be 45 minutes of dead air.
That's true. Yeah, we'll bring him on at like 8:40.
Yeah,
round out the show just to end it.
And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have no idea anything about you. So we'll give you the mic. Tell us what you need to.
Well, that sounds like kind of disrespectful, though.
It's not like we knew.
I know. Well, let's try. We'll try to do it with like acting like we know for a little bit.
Good luck.
And then if we can't, neither of us can pick up on it. Let's be like, hey, I'm just being honest. We just got to give it some effort.
That's fine. Let's try it. I got my Funkos on display next to me here.
Dude, they look gorgeous.
We got the thanks to Mr. Mallett, the Larry Bird, and we have the Drew Brees edition. So there we go. Then we have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, right there to celebrate the Christmas spirit. Here now we are officially in the Christmas holiday. So that's fun.
So I have some topics here. I can just throw them out at you, and we could go in order, and you can pick what order we go in.
Sure, and I get some topics. So why don't you just throw one at me because I have some interest.
All right,
downloaded too.
Ellen Page is now Elliot Page. What?
Okay, so yes, this was a curveball thrown at me first thing in the morning that screwed up
distracted you from your work.
My entire day was put to waste through this information. I was very concerned because the way we had originally thought that she was a man all along, and then she...
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I really did.
So in further research, if you haven't followed Ellen Page, it's Ellen Page? Is that correct?
Well, now it's Elliot, but yes, it was
Ellen, and she was in Juno. So if you remember the movie Juno that came out many moons ago, the main character, a tomboyish, boyish-looking female lead, who was cute. She had a nice look to her. She was pregnant, right? That was the whole thing.
Yeah, she's a pregnant high schooler. Yeah,
pregnant.
She got knocked up by like the track dork, like the guy. I don't know if he was in track, but he was like a dork.
He was also super bad. Yes. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I mean, that movie goes back. I'm thinking that's like 6 girlfriends ago. That movie.
That's 2007.
That was before my first engagement. I mean, that goes deep.
That was
deep.
But now, then you said something that we were discussing this too, and the brain-breaking thing is, what is her girlfriend? Is she gay? It was like brain. We couldn't wrap our heads around it.
So Ellen Page was married to a woman. Okay, so the two women. So it would make them both lesbians, right? Yeah. Now follow along, people. If you need a piece of paper at home, follow along. So now, the woman who she's married to is very manly looking. She's a very manly looking lesbian. So in a sense, there was a pretty girl, Ellen Page, who was married to a manly looking lesbian. So it was almost like a boy girl. She was attracted to the boy.
Yeah. You got the butch and lipstick lesbian. Yeah.
Now that Ellen Page has decided to trump her wife and take the next step, and instead of just looking like a man, is going to go with the full. I would imagine if she's going to be transsexual, she's going to do the surgery, right? Or taking the hormones at least.
I would think so. Yeah. She's gonna have to like transition. So yeah. So does that? Yeah. It's like who?
So if her end game is to be a man, right? Now, and her lesbian wife is now married to a man. So does that make them a heterosexual couple? Yeah. And will that make them look like they're a gay man couple because they dress very manly?
I mean, unless like, her wife could also be bi. And that would make it all just void out,
I mean, if I was used to the meat flap and all of a sudden I got a hot dog, you know what I mean? I didn't sign up for it. Now follow me on this one, okay? Say they got married in a progressive state like California. Now, it says in California, I'm married to so-and-so, right? Now, if she legally changes her name and sex, is that marriage null and void?
There's got to be something on that if someone would have thought of it already, I'm sure, but I don't know.
Well, I would hope so. Yeah. Someone thought about this.
I think there are so many laws that are still like no one thinks about that yet. You know what I mean? Like it's just so new, the whole territory of allowing it, sort of, that little things like that I think fall by the wayside and go on a case by case basis.
It's almost like most laws in the world that don't get made until something makes it made. Like for example, the internet, right? You could do whatever you wanted on there, and all of a sudden you're like, well, you can't download illegal music. You can't look at porn if you're under 18, and they stop making, make
it up as you go.
Yeah, so that would be an interesting case for a lawyer. Because say that like the woman that she's Ellen Page is now Elliot Page who wants a divorce, right? Because she's like, I didn't sign up for this. I wanted a woman. You know what I mean? I like to scissor. I don't want to be penetrated.
Dude, that's funny. They hate it when you say it. Lesbians hate that. They're like, we don't always fucking scissor.
I don't know. Do I look like the type of guy that hangs off a lot of lesbians?
No, but it's so funny. I say that too. I'm like, so you guys like scissor, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to talk to them. Like, I don't know how to talk to women, never alone women that like other women. And second of all, like that's another thing too. It's like I envision all these like I envision like gay men just like have sex all the time, and like lesbian women just have sex all the time. But they're no different than me and you. You know, I guess they eventually don't do it anymore. But like this is like. I don't know. I got drunk one night and thought about scissoring.
Everyone thinks that's what I think too. You guys
I've seen movies. We've all seen movies. We're not desensitized to this entire thing. You know what I mean? But and they shouldn't get mad. I mean, they should be what's the word? Happy that we're very open-minded to learn about their culture. When I was in 9th grade, we had a lesbian come into our health class, and she was telling us about her lifestyle, which is, for a 14-year-old is pretty like, oh, that's interesting. You're like, I've only seen a few magazines I found in the woods. Because face it, all the girls that we know are lesbians or had lesbian experiences are heterosexual girls who got a little creative into college. You know what I mean? Like, I kissed another girl. Not many of the girls that we know go beyond kissing. They're not like they're going down on them like in a movie theater. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's like we're still, but so I asked a question. We wrote questions into a hat, and they would pick them out, and she would answer. And I was sincerely asking how lesbians have sex, and it was the first question asked.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me a story.
Yeah. So we found out how they have sex. She talked about toys and the scissor, which I never actually heard the term scissor until I watched South Park, and they talked about.
I didn't either. Yeah, scissors.
Didn't even know it was a thing. Like to me, it's a brand new experience for me. So, which is interesting. I mean, I guess, right? To each one own, they say, right? So there's the thing right there. So Ellen Page is now Elliot Page, and if anything was if it was 2020 said anything about being weird, this pretty much puts the cherry on the cake. So that's interesting. So how do you feel about our president-elect, his little injury, his little fragile little year about his foot injury he got.
What, Biden?
His brittle bones failed him. Yes,
With his dog, right?
that's what they say. But what 80-year-old man's playing with his dog in his backyard? I think he had a trip on something, right? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, you figure at 80 years old, like I know, like at a certain age, like, you know, all the old relatives in my family started like progressively carrying around canes with them to kind of like brace for any object that may be in their way. You know what I mean?
Just fall everywhere. Like, dude, I hit my knee on my coffee table at least twice a month.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. I stubbed my toe walking into this room that I walk into every day, and I didn't realize there was something there. So brittle bones Biden, that should be interesting. I mean, he's
become an infection. You might have to get it amputated. You know?
Imagine it'd be the first one-legged president.
Hey, you know, the amputee vote, got it.
Well, I would say go full pirate. If you're going to lose a leg, then you get the wooden peg.
I go with I.
Badass. Because who the fuck's going to fuck with a pirate, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be badass. You get a lot of street cred.
Would you rather, if you had to pick the pirate look, would you rather do the one eye because you lost it like in a freak like glass bar incident, or would you rather the one leg like the pirate?
I wouldn't want people to view me as weak, so I'd go with the sweet eye patch.
Yeah.
You know, if you got one leg, people look at you as just a cripple, you know?
Unless you're badass and you take that leg off and you beat someone with it.
Yeah, you could do that too. That'd be badass.
I would say if Biden, yeah, I mean, when you're that old, anything is like, he could have hurt himself just taking a shower. You know what I mean? Right. Which goes again to my point that I made a couple weeks ago saying, why are these two old men the ones running for president?
Yeah, both of them are the two oldest in like history.
It makes absolutely no sense that, because like, but at any other job, right, you're forced to retire at some point, usually in your mid-60s, right? And a lot of jobs, they require you like a pilot. You're only allowed to fly until you're like 50-something years old. They don't want old men pilots flying planes. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a very strong responsibility to be a pilot, right? You have a lot of responsibility. But I think being a president of the United States trumps that responsibility. Wouldn't you say that's a lot more responsibility than
I would say it is quite a responsibility, yes.
And I'm not saying old people should be put on their golf courses in Florida, you know, but I can't wait to retire. I can't wait to the day where I wake up, and I don't want to say because I'm going to be old and I'll be closer to the Grim Reaper, you know what I mean? But like, just think like when you're on a Sunday when you wake up, right, and you have nothing to do. Like you wake up, you turn the TV on, you have your breakfast, you go for a walk, and that is your day. Like, isn't that like great when you think about it? Like you have no responsibility, nothing to do, and then all of a sudden you have grandchildren that stop visiting you, you know, kids stop visiting. You're just gonna be a lonely old man by yourself living in some community down in Florida with Eric. So.
No, we should do what the Eskimos do to their old people. They just put them on rafts and float them out to the ocean. That's horrible.
Yes, see, a bon bourrage there, my grandfather likes to. Hopefully, humpback whale doesn't. That's fucked up. I can't believe they do that. It's messed up, huh? It's almost like when, like, you know, like you have a dog who's gonna die, and the dog knows he's gonna die, so he tries to he leaves the house. You know what I mean? Like we all seen Molly and Me. You know, the yellow lab is like.
I won't watch it. I won't fucking watch it.
Yeah, it's a natural thing. Like I guess animals, when they know they're gonna die, they go away. Like they die, and they, you know, you never find them. Like that's their thing. Perhaps if old people were like that, I guess Alzheimer's makes old people just kind of wander away and not know where they're going by themselves. I know it sounds to laugh at, but it's a true story. It's something that's all going to affect us one way or another, sooner or later. Hopefully later. I mean, we're still in our, 20s.
The last known case of that, though, was 1939. The Inuit. In earlier times, the Inuit would leave their elderly on the ice to die. Senecide. Among the Senecide, that's what it was called.
I feel like that's a sense of murder if you just put an old man on a iceberg and push him out to sea. Like, I mean, at some point I could see that being, against the law. You know?
I could see that being what you want to do, but you don't.
I mean, we all laid next to a loved one with a pillow in our hand, thinking if we just 5 more seconds. Of course not. I'm making that up. It's a lie. No.
Okay, so let me pick here. We got Evander Holyfield demands Mike Tyson exhibition bout, or a bodybuilder marries sex doll after 2 years of dating.
All right, let's talk about the Mike Tyson one real quick, because did you see any of the fight last weekend on Saturday?
I didn't. I know a couple people in the office were talking about it though.
So I seen some clips, and it seems like it was set up from the start for no one. I guess I guess in the beginning of the fight, they actually said there was going to be no official winners, and it was going to be an expedition, because what do they call it? Whatever.
Exhibition.
Exhibition. I can't. Another word I can't.
Exhibition.
Say. Exhibition guy. Hey.
That guy.
And the reason was so it didn't affect any of their records for like official scores. But I guess you could still bet on it. Through there was like a judgment call. So you wouldn't. So like, for example, Tyson wouldn't have got a loss or a draw on his official boxing record. But you could still. There would still be an official to say one way or another. It's like a minor league. It's like a spring training game. It still has a score, but it doesn't count. I guess you could put it that way. Because I was very confused about how you actually bet on it if you don't have an official call on it. But I guess one won one round, the other one won the other round, and the other one was a draw. So it was kind of bullshit. I think it was a lot of hype. $90.
Wasn't there a charity connection to it too?
I also heard there was a reality show thing as well. Tyson's filming that this was kind of wrapped into as well. He's doing a reality show about athletes coming back or something like that, and this was kind of like a setup to it. I don't know how accurate that was, but I mean, I feel bad for the people who paid $90 on pay-per-view to watch this shit. You know,
watch him beat up Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah. I mean,
now though, Evander Holyfield is the one challenging him, and he's been saying like, we've been trying to contact his people. People won't allow it, and Tyson is kind of like, no. If you want to get this done, why don't you talk to me? Because we've been trying to contact your people, and they won't talk. A
turf war, if you will, in the boxing community. With the, is that the last time Holyfield fought Tyson? Was that the ear incident? There was no rematch after that, was there?
Was the ear the second fight or the first fight?
I think it was the second fight, wasn't it? I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I think it might have been the first.
I think I'm gonna go. Was that 1995? I'm only going because I remember where I was at the time. I was at one of my parents' friend's house on a Saturday night, and they had obviously they go on to like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock. But I'm trying to.
Okay, it was Tyson 2. The ear bite was Tyson 2. Yeah, that was 97.
97. Wow, it was really 97, huh?
That was the second fight. Yeah.
Jesus, so I was in. When in 97? What month? Not that matter.
June.
What was it?
June.
So I was in 7th grade. Interesting. I thought I was a lot younger than that, but I guess that's probably why.
The first fight.
But I do remember the ear bite very vividly. Like I remember his teeth. Like I remember watching this thing, and everyone in the room was. I was with a bunch of adults.
Well, the first fight was November 96.
I still would have been in 7th grade. Yeah. So I guess as you get older.
One of those fake memories that you swear is real, but it's bullshit.
I mean, I remember him spitting the air out of his mouth so vividly. And because we were watching it remember the old big screen TVs? They were like projection. They were like squares. They're like the 52 inches, and everyone thought they were the biggest thing ever. My father had one of those too. I remember watching one of those things. It was before high def. And, now I bet if we watched it on that same caliber of device, we'd be like we're looking at very ancient, you know? But I think that would be a good fight. I would watch that if it was legit. You know. Hey, do you know who Pete Best is?
Should I?
I think the world should know who Pete Best is. Because Pete Best has, I believe, made.
Musician?
Yes, he made the worst decision in the history of the world. Do you know what decision he made?
This name was he a drummer? No.
Yes. Yep. Close.
Oh, is he the guy that left the Beatles?
Yes.
Okay.
Pete Best is an asshole. He left the Beatles because he says he didn't believe that what they were doing was going to be productive and make any impact in the world.
Well, but you know what? In his defense, what are the odds of that of them actually making it? You know what I mean? Like it's so, but you never want to shoot yourself in the foot by saying something like that for sure. You know,
because we all know that Ringo Starr isn't the best drummer in the world. He's probably a very medium drummer. Very simple beats, nothing special about him. Pete Best was actually a really, really, really good drummer. Yes, Pete Best.
I'm sure he hasn't been crying poor though his life after the Beatles. I'm sure. I mean, obviously he would have had more fame and even more money, but I'm sure he's still doing good for himself. You know?
Yeah, he probably did all right. Didn't do. I guess he was associated with a bunch of other bands as it went by, but yeah. I came across him today. I was listening to a show. And they were talking about he came up in conversation about people who make bad decisions in life. His biography is pretty in depth on Wikipedia. I was on Wikipedia for a day yesterday. I guess you didn't know. I didn't know if you come across that. I was on Wikipedia with another radio show guy that I went to high school with as notable alumni of Revere High School. We're not quite sure who put us on. We think it was someone we know, but we were put on. So when we went to Revere High School on Wikipedia, I posted on my Instagram. It said notable alumni, and it had Sean Tempesta, who does the radio show out in Vegas that I know, and had my name for this beautiful podcast. And it was on for about 36 hours until Wikipedia took it down.
I remember you. Didn't you do that before? I remember you did that.
No, I try to. When I was running for city council, I tried to make myself a Wikipedia page, and they took that down. And it was funny because when I was alerted to this, there were pages cited. So Sean's website was cited. Arty84.com was cited, and it has all our biography information on it. So it was very odd that they took it down. Unless it was reported or something like that. But that was pretty funny. For like 36 hours, we were famous on Wikipedia. So for notable Revere High School alumni. And then it was funny because I posted a picture on Instagram, and all these people I know who I graduated with were like posting like what they do for jobs. And like, oh, well, I'm a notable. Like, this kid Matt I know he's a snowmobiler. He does like competitions. So he's like, how come I'm not on there for professional snowmobiler? And this other guy I know was like, how come I'm on there for professional car salesman? Thought that was pretty funny. So yes, 36 to 24 hours we were on Wikipedia. So hey,
it's something.
15 seconds of fame. There you go. I know you have one more to talk about, and I have one more. Oh, okay. I'll do mine, and then we'll do yours, and then we'll. I think he left. I guess.
Maybe he didn't want to wait.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a little weird, huh? I'm not getting any. So, yeah, we're going to see if he comes back in, and we'll bring him in. But, all right, so I guess we have some time to kill, so maybe we shouldn't rush to this. Did you hear about the viral video shows intruder break into a woman's home while she was dancing for TikTok? Did you see this one?
No, I did not.
So, this is out in Maryland, Hagerstown, Maryland, which is a college town. This broad, if you're not familiar, obviously, with TikTok, these attractive women like to dance and do some stuff, as we particularly know a person who we had a conversation with who does this. She was in the middle of filming her video for TikTok, and she had her slider door open on her patio on the second floor. And this guy, Angel Maurice Rodriguez Gomez, this is what the character looks like, climbed up to the second floor patio and was just standing in the patio looking at her while she was dancing. So she turned and looked at him as to say, what are you doing? So you can watch the video. The video is posted online. She's like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Get out of here. Who are you? Who are you? Get out of here. And she grabs her phone, and then she runs out into the hallway of her apartment building and takes off running. They eventually caught the guy. I don't know how they caught the guy, but they caught him. But he was I think he was gonna do some serious. He was either gonna rape her, or he was gonna cause some kind of turmoil, if you will.
Well, I'm looking at a headline. I was prepared to die.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the most.
He was probably on bath salt. He probably on something fucked up, like speed or something. Yeah.
But her reaction was very sincere as to a person who was about to meet their maker. Like, she was very like. At first, I thought maybe it was set up, It was kind of like one of those like, oh, pretend someone's breaking in, all this stuff. But then I started reading the guy actually got arrested and was charged. I'm like, if that was made up, they're taking it to another extent.
And now she's like, great, I'm gonna get like 300 more million thousand followers from this.
Yeah,
she's probably happy about it.
Yeah. So I mean, but like the look on her face, when you have time, take a look at the video. It looked like
right now I have it on. Yeah,
yeah, she knew she was gonna die. You know what I mean?
Probably like, this is like, oh my god, it's like a blessing in disguise. I'm gonna like become so famous now.
Can I just do a PSA for chicks out there who do this sexy dancing that you do on TikTok? That, I mean, listen, majority of guys who watch TikTok are just looking at hot young girls shaking their asses. You don't really care about the content. It's more of a visual thing for you. Because if you talk to at least the majority of people I know who occasionally go on TikTok, they don't have the volume on. They're just watching the video. So
you still download it? You can't anymore, right?
So I don't know. I know you can't create a new account if you didn't have one, but I think you can still download. But everyone I know who watches TikTok, who are males for that matter, do not ever watch with volume on. They kind of just flick through it and they just watch young or old women shaking their booties. Really don't care about the content. It's weird because if you notice on TV, they were really pushing TikTok for advertisement. I don't know if you've seen a lot of, well, you don't watch a lot of regular cable TV and stuff, but TikTok.
But why are they pushing for advertisement around here when they've been shut down, kind of, or limited?
Because I think it was supposed to be some kind of purchase deal with like an American company. So I think they want to try to bring numbers up because I think people stopped watching or stopped logging in who already had it, thinking it was gone.
The whole China connection is a little creepy. I mean, but whatever.
Yeah, it's like that. Remember that app that you could download that made everyone look old? And as soon as you download it, China got all your information.
I still have your photos. Oh, that was the Russians. No, that was the Russians.
Oh, the Russians, yes. So something similar to that, I guess. But yeah. So just a PSA for all the ladies out there who do TikTok videos. You don't got to worry about the audio. Literally 90% of the people who are watching a video are middle-aged to old men, and almost none of them are watching with the volume on. So we appreciate what you're doing. We just don't really appreciate 100% what you're doing. So
if you can still sign up. I'm on the website right now. It says you can sign up.
Oh, so maybe they fixed that whole thing. So that's just something to say. It's a pedophile playground because there's a lot of young girls on there, and there's a lot of creepy men watching those young girls. So if you have a daughter, make sure she's not TikToking, if you will. And all TikTok is, it's basically, so you have Facebook, you can post videos on Facebook, and then Instagram was pictures, but then they started videos on Instagram that are a minute long. And TikTok stretches that out, so it's pretty much like a 3 to 4 minute video you can do, essentially. So it's shorter than YouTube, and it's more instant than YouTube, but it's like an expanded Instagram. So in theory, if Instagram and TikTok merged, you would have the picture aspect of Instagram, and you have the longer video aspect of TikTok.
Yeah, I don't like how it's up and down. It can't be side.
Yes, you cannot do portrait 16:9.
That's bullshit. I can't do that. I can't watch anything on this shit.
And even if you pre-record in that, landscape mode, you will have letterboxes, and they'll cut you out when you post it. Because
I hate that. I can't watch it like this. Then
I
can't.
Sue had me do a video for work, and I did it, the correct way. And they letterboxed me out, and it looked like shit, and I was fucking pissed.
I hate that. I need letterboxed. I can't watch videos like this. It's just I can't do it.
Listen, what are we, animals? You know what I mean?
This is real first world problems, by the way. I'm talking about I can't watch a video from this angle.
I mean, who do you think has it worse, you or Peter Best? When you think about it. Peter Best. All right, so you have another one you were talking about. So yeah, basically
I got two actually, but we'll go with this more interesting one.
TikTok girl survived, by the way. So I don't know her TikTok. I'll give her a plug here. Hannah Veretz. So it's a Hannah HANNAH and VIVERETTE, and she just shakes her ass all the time on TikTok. So if you're into that, then there you go. Nice plug for her. Maybe she'll maybe we can interview her. Maybe we can bring her on next week. I'd really like to know what what goes beyond the shaking of the ass, Maybe she's astrophysics, and we just don't know. Maybe she has the cure to the coronavirus in her back seat. I don't know. All I know is that our guest that we're supposed to surprise everyone left, so.
So, a bodybuilder in Kazakhstan, Yuri Toshko, I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he married a sex doll, which is also his long-term girlfriend after a 2-year relationship. Now,
good for him.
He has pictures all over Instagram with the doll, and yeah, like honestly, I'm kind of jealous because I wish that's all it would take for me to feel like good. You know what I mean? It's like I was just a doll, anybody else, but like no, I like to feel a real woman. So I'm kind of jealous of this guy. Good for him. If that's what does it for him, fine, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean that's an odd thing because you figure like most people either want to be with someone or be alone, but to have an inanimate object with you just seems a little counterproductive against the two.
Well, at least if she's annoying you can just put her in the closet.
I mean, I guess you could still do things with it, right? I'm assuming so.
Kind of pictures eating pizza off of her boobs.
Yeah. That comes into like a psychological. Maybe he's like the movie Mannequin. Maybe he thinks it's alive.
Maybe it does come to life when the photos aren't being.
How do we know? Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know, man.
Maybe something we don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, I guess maybe he's the type of guy that just doesn't like to bang and leave. You know what I mean? He likes to bang and cuddle. So he has the doll and he kind of,
She doesn't talk back. That's the beauty of it.
It's the best. Yeah. Oh, like that, if you know what I mean, right, guys?
That's what I mean. I wish I could. I wish that was fine for me. Like I wish, but no, I can't. A doll would never do it for me. Like as a permanent fix.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I remember as a child, when I say child, like an 18-year-old, and you go to Amazins up in Route 1, and they had the fake doll, the latex doll that you can bang. That was like $2,000 on display. And he had like these things you could touch it and you could feel it and stuff like this. And they had this like thing where you put like this warm like lube into it, and it kind of like warms it up as you have sex with it. But it was like how sexed up are you that you need a sex doll? You can't just jerk off.
Well, I will say the technology has gotten more advanced. Like I feel like when we were teenagers, it was just like a blow up doll.
Yeah.
Right, that you can stick your dick into. And now some of these look fucking real.
I'm sure the Japanese have this figured out because they're into.
Oh, this is totally seems like I'm sure the first fucking company that did one probably was. They always are the top of the chain for this shit.
Yeah, I mean these are people who basically you could buy used panties in a vending machine on the sidewalk. So I'm like, if they're sick sexual fucks, Japanese, you know what I mean? But you would never know if you met a Japanese guy. Like Asians are so like hidden about their sexuality, right? Like you'd be sitting there and you'd be talking to this dude, and he's just like, it wouldn't give you any indication that he's a sexual predator. Then you'd see him at the strip club, finger popping a stripper while eating chicken wings in Jacksonville. Not that we've never seen this before.
I sent you a picture.
Hey, on what source? On a text message?
Yeah.
Or yeah, well, I haven't got it yet. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I got it.
Next.
Ah, interesting. That is it almost looks like a very big Barbie doll, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is that with like purplish hair. Yeah.
So I have an issue with my phone, and if anyone out there watching can help me out, I'd appreciate it. I don't get notifications when I get text messages anymore.
Like an update.
So when I get a text message, usually when it's in the lock screen, like it is, I'd get like a little indication that there's a text message, or like even if I'm like just hanging out with it open and I get a text message, it will come up on the top and let me know. I let my son play with my phone all the time, and I think he fucked something up.
Oh.
And I don't know what he did. But like today, like I was at work and usually I get an indication of text message, and I looked at my phone and I had 25 text messages. I didn't get any bells or whistles or anything.
You try going to settings, notifications, and
everything's on. Yep. and I tried restarting the phone, and that helped me with some of my notifications, like if I got like an Instagram notification or something of that nature, it would alert me. But other than that, no indication at all. He definitely, unknowingly, of course, he's a year old, was able to infiltrate my phone and cause it to not work properly.
Did you try even something as stupid? I'm just reading through all this bullshit right here. Did you try even like restarting your phone? Has your phone been off?
When I restarted it, I started getting my notifications from like other apps, which started working fine. Like I got my Facebook and Instagram notifications. As for text messages, though, I'm still in the weeds on this one. So, and it was weird because I wasn't getting on my watch either. So he must have, whether the setting he hit on the phone affected my watch as well. So.
You could reset all your entire settings all together.
Yeah, not about to do that because I have no clue what I have configured. Like right now, I just got an indication that there's motion detector on one of my cameras in my house. So that's good. I wasn't getting that earlier, but now I'm getting it. So you know what I mean? So I just got to figure out the whole text message thing, you know?
But also try restarting it again, you know?
Maybe I'll just throw my phone out in traffic and maybe my car will hit it.
Put the microwave. Set it on, or in the oven at 400 degrees, preheated.
What happens if you microwave a cell phone? Has anyone ever tried this before? I'm sure there's a YouTube video of someone microwaving a cell phone.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you can easily find it. I'm going to put that right now. Microwave a cell phone. Yeah.
I mean, that's something to do, right? I remember one day when I had my old laptop. You probably remember this. I set it on fire. I had my old house in Abington, so I threw myself. First I drove over my laptop with my van I had, and we got some Friday. Then I threw it into a campfire, and as it's burning live on Facebook Messenger. I was on Facebook Live. I was burning it. I got a message from someone saying, "Do you realize did you take the battery out? If not, that's a lithium battery, and it will explode."
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it did.
I'm watching somebody put an iPhone 6 in a microwave. Let's see. It's only 15 seconds. Hold on, let me tell you. It is going to. That's cracked.
I'm sure something bad's going to happen to the iPhone, right? I would assume so.
Oh, 6 minutes? Fuck this. Let's fast forward down there.
Imagine a microwave being good for any. Does it blow up?
Oh, it's sparkling. It's like it's definitely sparkling all over the place. Yeah, it's
like when you put a fork in there, right? When I was
all that shit you breathe in to be extremely toxic.
When I was a kid, my parents had these dishes, like glass dishes they had. And one of their sets of glass dishes had like a metal rim around them. You ever see those? Like you get sometimes you get the fancy like plateware, and there's like sometimes which was stupid as fuck because you couldn't put them in a microwave. And I remember the first time we tried to put one of those plates in the microwave, all of a sudden it was like the 4th of July and everything was sparking.
I did that with a CD once.
Purposely?
Yeah. I put a CD in the microwave to see what happened. It sparkles, just shines all over the place.
Yeah. One time when I was a kid, my socks were wet from playing outside at my grandparents' house. I was probably like 8 years old. And I was like, I don't want wet socks anymore. So I took my socks out and I threw them in the microwave for like 20 minutes.
Shit, dude. What happened?
Nothing. They just dried.
Fire?
No, they were very hot. Like, I mean, I could probably easily start a fire.
Yeah.
Once the water evaporated from it, right? It probably could have been a problem.
Yes, that would have. Well, at least it would have been contained, though. I don't think it would have caused a lot of problems.
Yes,
but
I wasn't the brightest person. I almost set my parents' house on fire off the toaster oven once because
that's being a kid. I'm sure every kid once in their life at least did something stupid that almost blew up the house.
I think everyone's done. Yeah, I remember I was using a plastic fork to move a piece of bread off the coils in a toaster oven, and it didn't just melt. The fork burst into flames because it was so fucking hot. You know what I mean? Like it's a petroleum-based product. And then instead of putting the fork in the sink next to the toaster oven, I decided to run through the house with the flaming fork to throw it outside in the street. And I could have set the entire living room on fire very easily. It was a very smart move.
Well, let's just hope your kid doesn't pick up where you left off and actually succeed this time.
One time I tried to make onion rings. This was a failed project. I didn't put enough oil. So I thought all I had to do was heat up some oil and then I could batter up some onions and make my own onion rings. You know what I mean? But I didn't really understand the concept of the oil had to be a certain temperature. It couldn't be too hot. It had to be just warm enough to, otherwise it would just start popping and stuff like this. and it would evaporate. I didn't put enough oil in the pan. So basically what happened was there was a grease fire on my stove for making fake homemade onions. Luckily, I was smart enough to realize that water in a grease fire was a bad idea. So I did not put water on there. If I did so, it could have been a problem. The house would have burst. I probably would have been like, probably would have had some serious injuries to myself. You know what I mean? Probably would have caught fire. Have you ever been on fire?
Huh?
Have you ever been on fire? Like fire?
Video was skipping. No, I've never been on fire. Thank God. I've actually no, that's not true. I made like rubber cement. I took like rubber cement, used to dip my hand in it and light my hand on fire.
You did that before?
Yeah.
I worked with a guy at the finish line back in the day who used to take the waterproofer for your shoes. It was like a chemical, and he went into the back of this. So this guy used to do stock with me, but he used to do it on acid. He used to drop acid and then go in the back. And I'd get out of work. I get out of school and go to work, and he'd be back there all day. He'd be tripping like, the walls are melting. The walls are melting. So when he would get really fucked up, sometimes we'd try to have him do crazy stuff. So the kid Mike I worked with was like, dude, this guy Adam, his name was Adam, I think it was Adam, was like, yo, tell Adam to show you the fire trick. I go, what's the fire trick? He just ask him. All right, so we went back to it. Adam, can you do the fire trick? And he's like, yeah. So he gets a bottle of waterproof, a can of waterproof, and he sprays his entire arm from like wrist to his like shoulder. And I'm like, what's the fire trick? And then he lights a match, and all of a sudden his arm goes.
Yeah, I didn't do my whole fucking arm. Oh, damn.
You got to remember, we're in the back of a sneaker store with lots of rubber and cardboard. I mean, this could have been a fucking fire hazard right there. But then he would run over to the water fountain and just put it out. But like he would never burn himself because the chemicals, like the shit, would just burn off. You know what I mean? It's like hairspray, I guess. Same idea. Yeah, but I never personally been on fire. My cousin Brittany's been on fire before. She caught fire once.
Surprised me.
4th of July, we were setting off fireworks. Remember the little jumping jack fireworks? Yeah. One jumped up and landed in her hair and on her shoulder and burnt her shirt and burnt her hair. Oh my God. She was running down the street from the thing and it was like following her, and I caught onto her and fucking burnt.
That's actually a little funny.
It was laughing my balls off. The same year, I got a bottle rocket to my forehead. It took a whoop. For some reason, it didn't go up. It just kind of, the bottle was tipping as it was taking off. We also had some kid. We used to have block parties in Lynn, my grandfather's house before. This kid had the bright idea. He was going to tape bottle rockets to his handlebars to his bike because he thought it was going to help him go faster. But we all know what happens when the bottle rocket hits the end, right? It blows up.
Yeah, it pops, yeah.
So he had like 6 bottle rockets taped to his bike, and he was coming down a hill, and he lit them all, and it was like, and he was like flying like Evel Knievel, and all of a sudden he heard, boom, 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 and he falls off the bike. It somehow blew his front tire out. The whole bike, it blew up on his hands. Like a fucking idiot. I'm surprised. We had this guy who used to dip a Brillo pad into gasoline, and then he would tie like a string to it, and then set it on fire, and then spin it, and every time he hit the ground, it would cause sparks, and it would be like this arch of sparks in the street as he was getting. And me and my cousins would sit there and just watch this guy for like hours, just do this trick. I think his name was Ray. He'd go Ray, go Ray, go Ray. And he would basically almost set himself on fire with a Brillo pad. It was fucking things that entertained you when you were fucking 8, 9 years old. With no parental supervision, because it was a block party and all the adults were getting fucking smashed.
Getting hammered, right? Yeah, you all fend for yourselves.
Yeah, so basically they blocked off the street so the kids could just wander off and do whatever we wanted to do, because it was like a gang. We were like gangs of kids. Like, how scary is a gang of bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds just wandering this? I wouldn't say streets, a street and a half a street, because it was an intersection. They blocked it off, and we were just cruising with our bikes, and then we would accumulate new gang members, if you will, and new friends. And at one point there was like 10 of us just rolling down the street in our bikes, like not giving a fuck. And then the access to the alcohol was very, very easy because my grandfather would put the cooler for the beers next to the coolers for the Cokes. So typically, there was a consumption rule. We were only allowed to consume one soda beverage while we were over my grandfather's house at any given time. But on the 4th of July, all rules got thrown to the wind because no one could supervise us or pay attention to us. So we'd get like hyped up on Mountain Dew. And then when I got around like 11 or 12 years old, I realized that the Mountain Dew was located next to the wine coolers. And I was like, hey. So I go to my cousin. I go, if we empty out our cans of Coke and fill it with a wine cooler and put both cans in the same facility in the garage where no one was watching us, we could easily have some wine coolers, which we did.
Smart move, my friend.
And then I banged the 45-year-old out of the fucking, yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, it's almost that time. We flew through this actually today.
Good show. Yeah. Actually, we're at 51 minutes. Oh, we started a little late. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Are you plugging anything? I've noticed. I went to the Potato the other day, and it's been a while since you posted the video, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a little over a month. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's been a month. Okay. I thought maybe I was missing something because I didn't see any alerts or anything.
No, I just kind of been on hiatus, just I've been writing. I just haven't had I don't feel like doing videos when I get home lately. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'll get there. I'm just kind of burnt out from it all.
I did notice the views on your James Bond ones. Very impressive.
I don't know what the hell, yeah.
21K or something like that.
Is it after 21K now? Yeah, I know.
Ridiculous. The number I seen on it was something that was so ridiculous. What's the minute look like for those though? Is it up there? Or is it?
No, it's pretty. It's over 50%. I know that. And
good.
The thumbs up to thumbs down are pretty significant.
Because usually you get a lot of views, but maybe you get like a 30-second view.
It's funny. I don't even look at this that often anymore because I just don't want to keep 26,408. With 450 thumbs up and 14 down and 85,947 minutes.
Damn, that's pretty good.
That's a 57.6 view duration.
I was gonna say because the video is only like 7-8 minutes long, right? It's not that too.
Yeah.
So
57.6% watched. It usually makes it that far, so that's good.
So if you haven't checked it out yet, go to the World One Potato, and it's called like the was it 007? I forget the hell you titled it.
Yeah. No, I was just talking about the James Bond movie, the unofficial one that was in the fuck one. Never Say Never Again. Why it wasn't an unofficial Bond? It's not considered an official Bond movie.
Do you have a Funko for that movie?
No, I do not. One does not exist.
One does not exist, huh? Well, I'm sure enough sooner it will. Especially when they come off the black James Bond. Then you have to get that Funko. I think P. Diddy's going to be James Bond, right?
don't even do that.
Do they make, I guess it sounds very racist. I guess I haven't really looked. Are there Funkos that are black guys?
Yeah, there are.
And
are they a character?
Yeah, and are they dark?
They're brown.
They're brown. Okay, so all right, so we're looking at I guess the Drew Brees is a little more tan than Larry Bird when you look at the two. So there you go. I guess out of ignorance, I guess I just never looked. I guess I would make sense.
Yeah.
Because it would be just weird if it was like Samuel L. Jackson, but it was a white guy. I would see an inconsistent there with the Funko, the melted vinyls, So. All right. Well, that's it. So we didn't get our guest. We had a guest. We lost him on the line. So that's unfortunate. But if you enjoyed this show, or any of the shows for that matter, please check us out on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, any of those natures. Download it for free. It's a free show. If you like to watch our beautiful faces every week, you can check us out on Facebook. But we prefer if you check us out on YouTube so we get the views. And that's the way we're going to roll. And we'll be back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. See you guys later. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.